Hello everyone, this is Nimish. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to talk about Rocketry The Nambi Effect today. This is a movie acted by R. Madhavan, but also dialogue, screenplay, story, direction by R. Madhavan himself. Also starring Shahrukh Khan in the Hindi version, Suriya in the Tamil version. I watched the Hindi version, so let's talk about it. This is a story that I did not know the details of. So this is a very, very important, surprising, shocking tale of such an important personality in our history of science and achievement and progress, especially rocket science. It is just phenomenal that this kind of people, these kind of scientists exist in our country with such dedication and passion. And the story was such a, amazing eye-opener to what goes on into these things, as well as how Nambi Narayanan himself went through so many ups and downs and how it is very tragic what he had to go through. However, finally, we get to know the end-to-end perspective in this movie. Such an important person who worked with Dr. Vikram, Sarabhai and so many great people around the world and did so much for the nation. Definitely a story that needed to be told, and I'm happy that R. Madhavan brought it to life with a wonderfully delivered movie that obviously is a very standard biopic with a quality film that you can go and watch. This film has been enacted very well by R. Madhavan and everybody else in the supporting cast, except some of the foreigners that obviously seem, to struggle with their Hindi or their sort of participation in the film. Other than that, generally speaking, Shahrukh Khan lent great support to the movie, made people and all of us very emotional. Direction and acting all are on point. There are some things though that I could have expected to be a little better and more creative, especially from a new creative director like R. Madhavan, who is obviously known for a lot of quality content throughout the years and is one of the original pan-India stars. Expected a little more creativity on the screenplay and direction front. So the story is empowering, the story is important, the story is critical for us to know. That is one part of it. Then comes the actual screenplay, which is how you present this story. That to me was a little weak, because when I say weak, it was pretty standard. It is almost like many other biopics. There's a start, there's a personal story, you establish the character to be, how great he is or good he is, and then in the second half you go through some of the dramatic elements that happen to this person and just present that to the audience with some light humor there, some personal takes here and there and things like that. So while the story was good, this screenplay could have been a little more creative from me, for especially someone creative like R. Madhavan. I expected a little more creativity in the screenplay and the direction and handling of the end-to-end product. We've seen many biopics by now, both in India and abroad, and we know the basic pulse that most of them create. However, that ones that really stand out are the ones that take a very creative approach and support that powerful story with amazing narrative, screenplay and direction. That to me could have been definitely better. Some of the choices of the story plot points could also have been better, although I completely appreciate the whole dedication to the story of rocket science and those achievements, which is filled in the first half, the details to which they have gone, the scientific aspect of it, and not diverging from that, because that is what he did, Mr. Nambi Narayanan. That is what he did. So to not deviate from that is a big achievement and a big decision to make, because you want to make things a little more entertaining. You may reduce the science aspect, focus on more personal stuff. He did not do that. He stayed true to the fact that he was a rocket scientist, completely focused on his mission, achievement, goals, and whatever is required to tell that was told. However, in such bold, brave decisions to stick to the scientific aspects of things, all the parts of the audiences, all the members of the audiences may not really feel entertained enough in the first half, and therefore the re-establishment again and again of how great he was and how good he was as a scientist does not really pay off in the second half, because you're not growing the character. It's establishing the character and staying there with multiple tales. So there needs to be a growth curve for that decline or the tragic aspects to then hit harder. But by staying pretty much on the straight line, I felt like in the first half, it didn't really add much. So all those stories and anecdotes that are shown didn't really add much to the character and could have been done a little better to then support the second half more. However, overall, pretty standard quality film in today's time that is delivered to us with good VFX, good everything, good acting. So definitely worth a watch for the story. but could have been better from a filmmaking perspective, with all due respect to everyone involved in this film. So I'm going with a very standard 3 stars for Rocketry. It is not a mega outstanding achievement of in cinema or anything, but definitely a mega personality whose story needs to be told, needs to be heard, everyone needs to know. So amazing story, inspiring tale there, and something that all of us again just need to know and hear, and I'm happy they made a film on this. So I'm going with 3 stars. Let me know your thoughts and comments below on Rocketry, The Nambi Effect. Like, comment, share, subscribe, keep watching for much more. Hit the bell icon and stay tuned. Take care of yourselves.